South Jersey bad boys.
It's literally the end of a commercial for like, this is like a 3 a.m. infomercial.
If anybody's interested in using that soundbite, just hit us up because it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, if anybody can have a business around South Jersey bad boys, or it's just completely irrelevant. Like you could be selling like
I can see it at the end of a commercial. Like
yeah,
something happens at the very end of it. South Jersey bad boys.
For some reason, I feel like it should be for like a carpet cleaning service or maybe a mobile detailing thing.
Definitely, like a rug company.
Yeah, like a rug company. We're just like called like Carpet Munchers USA, and we'll come tear up your carpet and get rid of it.
1-800-588-2300 South Jersey bad boys.
Well, yeah, we'll license it to whoever.
Does the carpet match the pubes? That's our slogan.
Fuck, we'll do a whole sketch on this. We'll have to bring that up.
Yeah,
we'll have to bring that up. And yeah, so in case you guys weren't aware, you are now watching a podcast that is co-hosted by a Philly's funniest finalist. Finalist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Finished up last night. Did not win.
Did not win.
Did not take the W, but I was happy to be there. That was the furthest that I've made it. I was happy to just make it to the finals. But yeah, we had that last night. Fucking packed crowd.
It was. I walked in there like right at like 7 into the showroom, and I was like, oh shit, for a Sunday night. And like, you know, there weren't really any comps given out, like a handful of them, but like it wasn't a crowd participation vote one, so I was expecting it to be a little less. But yeah, a lot of people.
It was packed, man. And like, Helium, just the setup of Helium, it's such a good fucking club. If you are on stage there and it's completely packed to the gills like that, it is the most fun. I mean, Helium has a phenomenal setup to perform.
Yeah, you can't make anything better, and that's why they haven't touched it in years. You go look at any clips or videos, other than like the backdrop may have changed a little bit, and I know that they have the space for the screens on the side for stuff like the Gillian Keefe thing that we saw a few weeks ago. But like other than that, there's nothing else you need to update or fix with that, unless you're starting to do something really different. But like for stand up, that's perfect. Why, you don't have to touch it or mess it up or change it.
Yeah, it's the perfect setup, man. Like I was looking at it when I got in there yesterday, and just the stage, it's not too high. It's like, and it's not quite ground level. The tables and the lighting, the tables and chairs are all like right up there. You can fit a shit ton of people in there, but it still doesn't feel too small, too big. The lighting's dim, so you get in there and it feels like it's nighttime no matter what time of day it is.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, it was a great show. God, I gotta stop drinking like seltzers and
that's what I just started on
here, because I just keep like the last clip that we put out, I'm like just belching all over the place.
Yeah, we're just all natural on here. Just
how we do it. South Jersey natural boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody on the lineup last night, all the finalists. I mean, I went up first. Feel like I had a good set.
Yep.
I mean, it was a packed crowd. Like,
it's good to get it kick-started. Yep.
Kicked it off.
They were going.
Then everybody from there just really fucking crushed it. Honestly, by the end of it, I was like, it's a toss-up. I if you put any of the 8 really in the top 3, I'd be like, yeah, I like.
That's what it turned out to be, because everybody did so well, and I only knew 3 out of the 8 people on there. You, Robin, I knew of Jules. I've never seen him perform in there, but everybody else, I've just seen their name, not really, but like, obviously they're in the finals for a reason. So you're like, all right, let's see what it is. Everyone had such different styles, but you could see just the difference in types of material, different vibes, and it all comes down to just a few judges voting. So it's comedy's subjective. So
it was kind of cool though, because you see every single person on the lineup really crushed. Yeah. But everybody was different. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that is fun when you have a show like that where you got all different sorts of people that are doing really well. Mm-hmm. It's just cool because you're like, it's, like going to a concert and you have all different sorts of music or something at the same level. And it's cool to just see different styles and people developing and getting better. And then you put us in finally a good environment where you have a packed show in a legitimate established club. You're like, fuck, this was fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's the competition in Philly. Yeah, and it is always funny to see anybody using, because they churn out tapes like crazy from that, and they're always really good crowds, which means really good sets, especially if it's a competition styled set. And then competing clubs and other local places, if they're sharing any promotional stuff, it's usually a set from Helium. So obviously they're doing that for a reason.
They should do exactly what New York Comedy Club is doing, where they encourage more people to do the collaborate thing on Instagram.
Yeah.
And, churn out and give people, tape their sets, give them those good quality videos, and then allow them to do that and just like let that cross pollination promotion work.
Yeah, that's what it is, especially with New York Comedy Club, where you're able to have multiple shows a night that get pretty good sized crowds in there for, a Monday, Tuesday, whatever night of the week.
Yeah.
And a lot of comics will go in there that will work on new stuff and do things like that. So it's obviously a really good environment for them to share those types of things. But it's like a lot of the stuff that I see, any comic will say, there's so many things that go up there. It's like kind of crowd worky, kind of newer stuff. It's like sometimes you can tell it's like a really half-baked premise, but it's a pretty good thing, but it's not a fully fleshed out joke. So then it's neat to see the progression of it, that if you share it like one time and then a year later you share it again.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, I know Helium's going pretty big into taping and filming a lot of their own stuff in there. So I wonder if that's... I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're thinking.
Who's to say? But yeah, either way, it was a really good show overall. Rob got third.
Yeah.
He won.
Shout out Robbie Stant.
Yeah. Two people in front of me were coming in to check in, and they were like, "Yeah, we're on the list for Bob Stant." so I asked him.
Bob?
I was like, "So do you go by Bob with other people?" He's like, "No, it's my alter ego. It's when I'm really drunk." So I was like, very well could have just been people he met when he was drunk in Rehoboth Beach with Jim Gillespie. Who knows?
Very true.
So
he signed Jim's tits too after the show.
I did see that. Yeah, yeah. And Jim was sweating so much it might have taken the Sharpie right off. Oh yeah. It was. He did sign those. Those puppies looked nice.
I also saw that you had the Royal Rumble roast.
Oh boy, yeah, because you had your semis that night last Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
That's when you were there at Helium, and I was over there at the tap room in Haddonfield with a bunch of really interesting characters.
I'm listening. Sorry, yeah. I'm just
so you don't pass out from low blood sugar.
Yeah, I'm working this diabetic pump, baby.
Just pumping it in. Yeah. So we did that. They did a Royal Rumble roast, which I didn't know what the hell that was, and.
So explain how it's run.
So I don't know why. To start this off, obviously Royal Rumble's WWE related, and I don't know why this is always the case with comedians being huge fans of wrestling.
It is so big in the open mic comedy community.
Yeah, because like these guys, like all of them are all. It's not like it's like, oh, you're fans of the Eagles. Like sure, like most of the people generally are going to be at least casual fans of the Eagles.
More people in comedy are pro wrestling fans than they are pro football fans.
Yeah, they are, which is wild. So
very strange.
The guy who put it together is on the High Note team there, Noah, and it's apparently, and I don't know anything about wrestling, but it's pretty close to a WWE Royal Rumble where he turned it into a roasting style. So the way it works is that everybody who's in it, which there was 30 comics, you all draw a number, and that's when you go up. I drew number 27. Rob Cody was 30th, but you didn't know who was going where. Numbers 1 and 2 go against each other. Audience votes on who stays and who goes. The winner of that goes against number 3. The winner of that goes against 4. Winner of that goes against 5, and so on and so on and so on. And then the winner who wins at the end of it, the very last one, is the winner. So Rob Cody, theoretically, being 30th and he's the last comic, theoretically, he could battle somebody, win, and then he's the overall winner.
Right. But so also, you don't know who you're going to be roasting.
You have no idea who you're going to be roasting. Yeah. So like Matt,
draw the line.
Matt Peoples, one of the handsome homos, went up first, and he goes up first against Ellie Summerling, and like for one of them to win the entire thing, they would have to go through 30 people, which Matt got off to a hot start, and then all it took after a couple of people of him winning was one guy to just mimic his stage presence, and then that destroyed, and then he was gone.
Yeah, that's tough to keep that going.
But like,
especially with no material, you just have to go on the fly.
Well, yeah, not even I prepared general pretty generic roast jokes that could be applied to anybody.
Yeah.
It was all like about this comedian's jokes are like this person isn't as funny as that, like those types of things that you could say about anybody.
Yeah.
But you're talking about somebody's specific act, so it at least can stick. So it gets up to be my part, and me and Rob Cody were the only ones that wrote anything down. So like we're 20 something in there, and it's like, all right, you've heard everybody's you look like this and you're autistic as that. Like we've heard
that's such a hot open mic word too. Like people in open mics love calling other people autistic. I
don't know if it's just because everybody who does it is some form of autistic, or
I don't know.
It's just a funny word.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting away with saying the old R word.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that is probably worse.
Yeah, it could be. So they just keep on doing that all the way through. two guys are up, and you can actually vote two people off if they both suck. So they vote two people off, and it's right before me. So I have to go up with a new person, two new people at once. I go up, and then they bring up a character. They're like, it's a special guest, and it's called The Unknown Comic, and it is John Montag, number 2 of the Handsome Homos, goes up there, and he has a paper bag over his head. Like, he looks like he's at a Cleveland Browns game with eye holes on it and a little mouth thing, and he's like wearing some shirt, and he's just talking like a trashy Delco guy. And he just goes up there with this paper bag just in this character. I know it's him. People who don't know who he is probably have no clue who he is. So then I go up and I'm like, oh, fuck. Everything that I wrote about somebody's comedy act is going against a inanimate object, basically.
Right.
It's not an actual person. It's a parody of a character.
These damn homos set you up.
Yeah,
the handsome homies.
The handsome homies set me up, and I go up there, and I start doing a bunch of roast jokes that I had written down, and nobody else was reading.
Like a professional.
Yeah, and I was like waiting for somebody to comment on it, but I'm like, oh, I'm not even going against an actual person, so it doesn't even matter.
Right.
And they were laughing at his character, so I was like, oh, he's going to win this just because of that alone. So I start reading off the jokes off my phone. I scream some of them, then I talk in a normal voice for others, change up the thing just to be fucking weird. But like I was reading these things, and there was people that were visibly like, oh my God, like I can't believe he just made a school shooting joke at a roast. I was just like what the fuck? I wanted to be like, what the fuck was it? Like,
what did you think you were coming into? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and you guys have been sitting here for 25 other people at this point, and now I finally, say something. I was making a lot of topical jokes. I made an Anne Heche joke, which I didn't think anybody would know who she was because I didn't know who she was.
I don't know who she is.
She was that lady that like was all coked up and drove her car into a house and went on like life support and died a week ago. She used to date Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh wow, you mean that national hero?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. You mean that goddamn inspiration?
Yeah, Ellen Degenerate, and that was one of her pieces back in the day. Nice. Apparently, she was a big them soap opera actress or something.
Oh, I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like I'm sure our significant others, them and their friends would know who she is, but obviously nobody in that room knew. But yeah, it was just funny seeing that, and it's like that actually was the highlight of it because that's the type of reaction you want out of somebody at a roast. They were just like, oh my God, not at like the joke being bad, but the joke material being like, holy shit, I can't believe he just said that.
Well, anybody that goes to an open mic to watch as an audience member, you got some issues.
Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna see? You can't find anything better to do, which I don't know if that is worse and says more about us doing it.
Yeah.
But also there is something where you see people that go and sit as an audience member. You go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And then the Unknown Comic ended up winning the entire thing. A drunk John Montag with a paper bag over his head, throwing around some hard T's on F slurs was just,
wow.
I'll throw it out there. I'm not going to be coy about it. He wants the video edited. We're not going to let it happen. And all 17 people that watch this video are going to know that he said that.
Well, I think that the trash bag over the head is probably a precursor for his future career.
Yeah.
And it's representative of the trash material. You handsome fucking idiots.
You ghoul. I tried.
Love John.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any, I tried getting him last night. Apparently they had a big booking for their podcast this week, and I was just like, oh, I guess you're just kicking me and Brendan to decide. We were scheduled, and then John said if you won, he would see if we can, get you back in there.
We'll have our people talk with their people, but I have actually been getting people requesting that we do a crossover pod.
Yeah, I've been hearing it a lot. There's a lot of shit talk going on, so we'll have to go over to their garage that they talk about a lot.
Oh, is that where they do it?
I think they do it out of someone's garage in a house that they don't own or something. Or
I thought it was a trailer.
We'll have to do it before John goes into foreclosure.
Yeah.
So not many houses in Collingswood are in foreclosure.
He's got the whole custody thing with his kid going on. And,
he's been paying 3 different women every single month. It's a whole thing. And I actually met his wife for the first time last night at your at the show.
She's great.
She's great.
The way that he landed such a wonderful woman is beyond me.
Yeah, and I just needed to see it to believe it. It was one of those things. And the first thing I said to her,
not 100% sure he's not paying her some sort of thing under the table.
There has to be. He's sending
some sort of deal.
All his commission checks go straight to her.
Yeah, I don't think that she's not getting paid to represent him as his wife in public settings.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. It was just nice to know the face behind the name and to see that a certain person that he's been describing
she's
exists.
keeping him company, whether she's paid or not. She's there and he's like, hey, this is my wife, and then whatever makes him happy, we're happy.
Yeah, yep. And then Matt's lady friend was there as well.
Yep.
And she obviously now starts to see people she recognizes from a open mic. She's like, oh, yeah, no, I know you're from the open mic. Good to see you outside of the open mic. She said that to everybody else. But me.
That's horrifying for people to remember me from an open mic. I hope to God that never happens again. People are seeing what I'm doing at open mics. They go, I actually remember. I saw you there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to kill myself.
Yeah, yeah. She didn't say that to me, though. So
Thank God.
I don't know if it was a good or a bad thing. I think it's probably a good, especially.
I would say that's a good.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. There's a lot of open mics I definitely don't want to be recognized even going inside of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want people to remember what happened in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a hot...
What's the scoop?
There's been a hotbed of local. This is all just straight up New Jersey news this week.
Ooh, hot New Jersey news.
We got a new bad. You want to start with the bad boy of the week,
Let's go with the bad boy of the week?
All right. So I don't know if you know. Did you hear Gary Busey got charged with sexual assault in Cherry Hill a few weeks ago?
No kidding.
Gary
in local
Busey,
Cherry Hill.
Local Cherry Hill.
Wow.
Gary Busey made his presence felt,
putting us on the map.
Thank
you, Gar.
To get sexually assaulted by Gary Busey, that's worth the price of admission. I'll say that much. Gary Busey, 78.
He's 78?
78 years old, still kicking. He's doing great.
Looks great.
He's doing well for himself. He was seen sitting in a public park in California with his pants down, smoking a cigar the day after being charged with
Guy's having fun.
He's having a great time, and he got charged 3 days prior with groping 3 women at a horror movie convention. And it's kind of fucked up that Will Bozarth ratted him out like that. And it's just, but this is what happened in Malibu.
He was at a public park with his hammer out.
Yeah, there he is right there, just sitting there.
Is he masturbating?
I have no idea, but I like to think that his shirt says, "Who let the dogs out?" Is that what it says?
Oh, my God. I'm not sure.
But, yeah, they got a couple of photos.
Is that a video?
Couple of videos.
It looks like he's laughing to himself watching the video on his phone.
Like he's watching the video of himself.
He wants that warm bench on his ass.
Yeah, I mean, especially in Malibu.
I think he's wiping his ass on it. Oh, Gar.
Come on. You didn't even...
Oh, what's he grabbing in there?
Oh, the drawstring on the sweatpants. This isn't too bad. See, look, he made sure that he didn't see any... He was just... It's like a seat warmer without having a seat warmer built in. You're on a metal bench in August. It's got to feel great.
I mean, the guy is mentally
there.
He's mentally all there. And this guy, oh my God, dude.
But in Cherry Hill, is that Will Bozarth? No, it looks like
shit.
The charges. The charges stem from offenses that alleged
Gary, we stand with you.
We stand with Gary because these are alleged. Until they find him guilty, during this whole process, they're just allegations. So I think it's open game to make fun of stuff if it's just an allegation.
Should we show our support and how much we support Gary on this podcast with a little framed photo that we'd like to keep with us at all times?
Yeah, I carry these with me everywhere I go. I have some custom Gary Busey memorabilia here, and it's a signed portrait of the Busey family, which I'll make a zoomed in version of this. And it,
Gary, if you're watching this, we support you.
We stand with Gary.
If you want to put your fat old ass on a hot bench, we fucking believe you should be able to do that because it's a free country.
It is, Gary. Let me clear a place for you to sit.
If you want to wipe your ass on a bench and let the squirrels fucking crawl up on there, you do you.
They want to get some nuts and stuff them and save them for the winter.
God, does he look terrible? That is a shame, man. Who is watching him? He should be in the care facility.
I've been supporting him by ordering these things, and people are just like, "Oh, can you believe Gary Busey did that?" It's like, yeah. Have you seen the shit that he's been doing recently?
Yeah, Chet Stedman. Bro.
Yeah, he sends out autographs of acronyms that he makes. He creates his own acronyms.
Oh, good for him.
This one that I ordered says, "Now, no other way."
Yeah, that's not going to be confusing in conversation.
When you're in the middle of a moment, seize it, and you'll be living in the now.
Oh my God!
And he has 1 million of these on his website, GaryBusey.com, and it signs them and sends them to you.
That's what he was screaming all these women that he was groping. Now. They're like, oh, what now? And he's going, there's no other way out.
There's no other way. When you're in the moment, you seize it. That's what he was doing. Allegedly is what he was doing. But he's at an autograph signing and a meet and greet. So these people came to meet and greet him, and then
was he in a horror movie?
Probably. He's probably been in a bunch of stuff.
78, man. Him and Trump are still looking good, dude. Him, Trump, and Joey B, dude. The 3 hottest late 70-year-olds in the game right now.
They are, yeah, dude.
And none of them are losing it.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not losing it.
They're all still very with it.
Oh, here's Bodney's dog. Bowie's dog. I don't even know what that says. That's his shirt.
Bodie's dogs.
Huh. But they did not identify the suspect as the actor, but they followed up with a statement saying Busey was the man facing charges. So
I wonder how he, what happened with the groping? Like, did he just grab a tit or something, or was it more serious than that? I mean, not that that's not serious.
They said the police lieutenant in Cherry Hill said it was about contact. It was about touching. Multiple complaints about his conduct had been received throughout the weekend. They said they fully expect to hear from women in the coming days about an incident in which Busey had been removed from a portion of the event that he was seen groping women.
I mean, yeah, the guy should not be allowed. His brain is scrambled, right?
Yeah, he had like some type of brain surgery or a lobotomy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So he was charged with that in Cherry Hill at the Doubletree, which I'm sure it's not the first time the Doubletree in Cherry Hill is having to assist the authorities with an investigation.
Wow.
So,
Gary, what a fall from grace.
What a fall from grace. However, you're on your way back up because you just got the South Jersey Bad Boys Bad Boy of the Week.
Bad Boy of the Week, Gary. This is your comeback.
This is your comeback. This is where it starts. We're back on your road to glory. Get in touch with our people. We'll have you on. You can explain the entire thing to our South Jersey
You can rub your ass all over these couches, Gary.
Yeah, we'll get your message out there. We'll have it heard. Yep.
That's right. I'd let the fucking Chet Stedman sit here any day of the week. The Rocket.
Remember the fucking Rocket? Yeah.
Fucking Rocket.
Do you remember his Amazon Prime commercials that he was doing where he was just like visibly losing his fucking mind?
People just capitalizing on the fact that he's like just so crazy and lost it, and they're like, oh, this could be hilarious.
Is that not what all of America is basically, is just like
capitalizing on mental illness?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, how many seasons did Honey Boo Boo go on for? I mean, that was just white trash mental illness.
And we love it.
We
watch it and we're like, yes.
We watch it. Yeah.
And you love to see the downfall of people. You do.
You do. The downfall of people, just people embarrassing themselves, people just being at their absolute worst. And
with celebrity too, like seeing the downfall of a very popular celebrity, like there's nothing more entertaining than that.
And it doesn't even need to be celebrities for me. I can just see somebody's complete lack of awareness, embarrassment, and just absolutely terrible stuff they're putting out into the universe. And I can get that just from scrolling through Instagram for 45 seconds. I mean, it's just all there. It's perfect.
Yeah.
What more could you possibly want? Just sit back and enjoy the show.
And there's a lot of shows happening, man.
There's a lot of shows.
Between all of the mental illness and the celebrity and how much emphasis we put on all that stuff, it makes people crazy. Then you just see everything is so visible now. Everyone posts everything about their lives, so you see everything that's going on with people. Any mistake they make. If Bieber gets paralysis of the fucking face.
Yeah.
If the Kardashians are banging somebody new and they just leave their kids with somebody else, they don't give a shit.
The Kardashians deserve a humanitarian award of some sort just from all of the jobs and rent that they have paid for photographers, paparazzi, journalists that just have to rehash all of their poor life decisions all of the time. And it just doesn't matter because they're billionaires. They'll always be billionaires. Just like they could literally, it doesn't even fucking matter. They got PR crisis people on speed dial at all times. But
or they're not even billionaires, but Kris Jenner will put them on the cover of a magazine and lie about their earnings to make them seem like a billionaire when you're like, you are extremely wealthy. Why even lie about that? Because it's all about marketing.
Yep. They know how to sell those papers.
She is fucking, she is a genius, man.
No, sick genius.
She's a sick, twisted genius who knows how to pimp out her daughter for a quick buck.
Yep. Which is right up there with Ghislaine Maxwell. Two of the GOATs. They'll go down in history with Gary Busey.
Damn right.
And then this was also interesting that I saw from the State University of New Jersey, one of the oldest, most respected universities,
prestigious universities
in the state of New Jersey. Rutgers is defending the $450,000 bill in DoorDash deliveries for their football team.
Now, this is the first time I have seen anything bad come out of Rutgers since Ray Rice.
Yeah. He's probably the baddest South Jersey boy to come out of the state of New Jersey in quite some time.
$450,000 bill in DoorDash deliveries for the football team.
Yep.
Do they mean over the course of a year? Do they mean like they had one crazy night and how is that even possible?
So everybody's known that Rutgers spends a shit ton of their money in their football program.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is their football program hasn't finished above 500 in close to a decade.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Like, what in the hell are we? It's a massive university. They got 50,000 undergrads there.
Yeah, I just drove by it. I had a wedding on Friday, and I just drove by it, and it's a beautiful, huge university.
And their football stadium is great. I would go there all the time because my dad went to Rutgers back when they sucked. It was buy one, get one free tickets, and we went and saw Ray Rice when he was there.
Yeah.
And then they got really good, and then tickets went through the roof, and now they suck again. Greg Schiano left a few years ago, and they suck. So the past 2 years, they've been operating at a deficit, but the Rutgers football players, from May of 2021 through June 2022, so a year span, 13-month span, the football players ordered more than $450K in takeout meals.
Oh, my God. That is absurd.
Yeah.
How even if you order every single night for a year, I wouldn't even think that you could get to $500,000.
I don't even know how many people this is split up against, but they ordered stuff from restaurants, deliveries from convenience stores, and pharmacies.
Pharmacies?
Yeah, I guess...
they pick up your prescriptions now through DoorDash?
No, they were probably getting condoms and HPV tests sent right to their door. Plan B, they were getting some pregnancy tests.
It wasn't COVID tests.
No, it wasn't COVID tests. Might have been pregnancy tests, but they were getting them sent right to their door, and I think a lot of you and I were probably paying for this.
Dude, that is insane. Like, if you ordered DoorDash every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and football team, what? I would say 50 people? Matt? I don't know, 50 people?
Yeah, in a D1 program, yeah. Just the players, probably about 50, 60.
50 people, and you order that every meal?
Yeah.
I would still be like, I don't know if that would hit $500,000. Like, that is... Wow.
So...
That is impressive. Good job, coaches.
Yeah, great job. This is one hell of
Talk about no fucks given.
Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, we're just going to let this happen in here. Rutgers didn't dispute it. They said that it still happens today. They moved to Grubhub, though, because it's a little bit cheaper off of DoorDash.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Instead of next year, us spending $450K in deliveries of food and pharmacy services, we might... $425, $400, maybe.
Imagine their accountant who's going through stuff at the end of the year, and they go... Guys, what the fuck?
They're going to have to get a funny money accountant up there in New Brunswick pretty soon. That's for sure.
Jesus Christ.
But they still allow it on campus. Starting in late June, the school switched to Grubhub, saying it's cheaper cost, but they also limited it to food and beverages only. DoorDash, they used to have non-food items from stores and pharmacies. So they were definitely doing that. They were definitely getting non-food shit sent to them.
Well, I guess that makes more sense. Like, with that adding up, if they're doing it for parties, you get cups, you get just all sorts of, like, groceries, toilet paper, paper towels, maybe.
Yeah.
But still, so that's on their dime? And, like, they just, like, for the football team, they pay for all their shit?
I guess so, yeah, because it says here that they
expense it.
They started allowing the athletes to expense deliveries during the pandemic because NCAA rules required them to be quarantined for 2 weeks if they tested positive.
So they go during the pandemic. You know, you guys can expense all this stuff, and they went, let's fucking party.
Yeah.
And they just they got every single thing possible delivered.
Yeah, because I mean, as if any college kid, I know they're a student athlete and everything, but Rutgers is a fucking party school. Those guys, the majority, I mean, how many people get drafted out of Rutgers? Let's be honest, they're not going to be playing professional football for very long after Rutgers, if at all.
And they're like, sweet, we'll just get as much shit as we possibly can.
Yeah, and we're just going to order all types of shit. We'll get, whatever. So, of course, they say that a lot of the student athletes come from economically challenged backgrounds and difficult it was to meet nutritional needs with COVID. But that should be through the fucking school, not just like, hey, you got an open tab with DoorDash.
Right.
Yeah, just expensive.
How about a meal plan?
Yeah. You guys hear of a meal plan? You had those at college. Now, given, I'm sure college was very difficult to operate with COVID. You and I did not have to go through that with college. We were able to spit in each other's mouths every single day and not have to go into a quarantine.
That's how we do it.
That's how we did it out there. Yep. And it's just, I mean, this is why. I mean, fuck. I mean, it's a state school in New Jersey. You went to a PA school. I went to a PA school.
Yeah.
And we could have just gone to a state school if we were just a little bit better at football and just had an open DoorDash checkbook.
Yeah.
So, a review of receipts found that football players placed lavish orders from Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster, pizza, chicken wings, Chinese food, oftentimes in restaurants near their hometowns, near the Rutgers campus.
The boys just having some fun, man.
In one case,
Red Lobster tonight.
Let's get some Red Lobster. In one case, a player placed orders 1,000 miles apart on the same day in Florida and New York, and then continued to make orders in Florida for another 2 days.
Oh my God. Why? Maybe he's just pimping out his friends going, yo, I get free shit.
Yeah.
Like if you guys want anything, just tell me and I'll get it to you for free.
Yeah.
Send it to his ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple states.
Yeah. So I need to see here. I need to go down.
I'm pimping all over the world. Oh, yeah.
Let me see if there was something in here that was saying something tax related, but I don't know. Either way, I don't even like I don't have DoorDash or use any of those apps.
I don't either. I have Uber Eats and it fucking sucks. I probably should get DoorDash or Grubhub or something.
We were talking about this with our big pimping idea. No one stole it yet. Did you see me arguing with a guy in the YouTube comments about it though? Some guy commented and he's like, "That's not how a pimp works." I was like, well, this would be replacing the pimp. And then he said something else. Like he was arguing about like the job description of a pimp and how the app wouldn't be replacing a pimp because that's not the pimp's title or the pimp's role.
Sorry, we're not as accurate with our pimp our pimp rules and descriptions these days. It's a fucking joke.
I did my research. I went on LinkedIn. I looked at job descriptions for pimps in this area and they're hiring. So,
well, wait, let's think about this. I'm sure he's right but we're just spitballing and obviously just fucking around with the podcast. But so the pimp, they have the women under their control.
Yep.
And they will send them out.
Go work the corners.
And then they collect that money and then they pay the women accordingly, right?
Yeah, the women come back as the women get the money. They give that to the pimp and then the pimp takes his cut and then gives it to her. It operates the exact same way.
Yeah, so the pimp is the app who
is the middleman for all this,
who collects the money for the business and then takes a cut.
Yeah, takes a cut for the business that he was provided for the hoe to be out there on the corner meeting clients. Because otherwise, that's that pimp's territory. She wouldn't have been able to do it.
Right.
So, I mean, unless you want to get into a knife fight with a pimp at 1 a.m. on the streets of Camden, how else are you going to go out there and make that money?
I love when you get a YouTube comment or an Instagram comment or whatever, anything on the internet where people are like, it's actually not how it fucking works. You're like, we know, dipshit.
What's better though?
Like we're thinking this through.
Yeah, like we were actually just sitting here like, here's a formal business plan.
Right.
We're going to submit this into evidence, and here's how an app used by it is how it would work. But why this guy had to call it out, I have no idea.
Yeah. So people just love to be right.
Yeah, they have to be. And everybody's
just instigate on the internet. People are stupid. They want to make you mad.
What would you think is worse? Getting a comment saying like a well actually comment, what would be worse? Getting one of those from somebody you don't know or from somebody you do know?
From someone you do know.
That would be worse.
You're like, do you not know that I'm joking? Or are you an idiot?
Yeah.
If someone that you don't know, they're probably crazy.
Yeah.
Or it could be a bot. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if it's someone that you do know, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What
are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got this
joke.
Yeah. Some people just don't get it. I got this one comment the other day that it told me to promote it on Black something or another. And very genuine comment. I appreciate all the engagement that we get on these things.
Yeah.
And stuff like that is what we need more of. So,
keep commenting in, guys.
Yeah, keep commenting in,
and we'll read your comments aloud on our next podcast episode.
Yeah, we'll go through them all the hate mail that we get. We should set up a PO box too, by the way.
Yeah.
But even at Helium last night, I mean, I'm getting recognized by all these people that have seen me in videos.
We're finally getting recognized.
Yeah, they came right up. Remember in the bathroom, they came up, tapped our shoulders at the urinals.
Dude, I've actually had. I mean, I know we're messing around here, but I have had multiple people One, I was at a show and somebody came out and there's like, "Yo, I saw the one clip that you guys posted. I've been listening to the podcast." And then I had other friends of mine who were like, "Oh, is that your friend that you do the podcast with?"
Yeah, yep. I get the same thing. Yeah, and then we get that guy last night that just came up, tapped us on the shoulder. We were sharing that urinal, and he came up and he's just like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Were you those two dipshits talking about that fucking pimp app?" I commented and you didn't respond. It was,
and I said, "Dan, put my penis down while I talk to this guy."
Yeah. Hold this for me.
Hold this.
Yeah, hold this.
Hold my beer and hold my dick.
Yeah.
But I mean, people are. Thanks for listening, and it's slowly picking up. We're starting to get some listeners here. It's exciting.
It's a very good thing to say. Between the audio, the video, I mean, you can't beat the video, even though I was told I have the face for podcasting, but now podcasting is moving video-wise. So, we're just keeping up with the times. That's what we do.
That is right.
That is what we do. And if nothing else, we can always hope that we fall into a sinkhole at the Jersey Shore. Did you see that a sinkhole is mostly filled in a New Jersey beach, but the area remains fenced off? And this happened at Bradley Beach, which I don't... Bradley Beach. Never fucking heard of it. Can only imagine it's above the North Jersey cutoff line.
Right.
Down here in South Jersey, we don't deal with any of this shit.
It's no Wildwood, I'll tell you that.
No, it's definitely not. But the DEP is still planning to keep
penetration.
Keep this area fenced off, which I think is a terrible move, number one, because who said that we need to get rid of sinkholes at the Jersey Shore? Who made this?
It keeps the riffraff out.
It keeps the riffraff out. Yeah. We're definitely like some South Jersey, like just old.
You get some dumbasses that are dumb enough to walk into a sinkhole. Well, that's their own fault.
And I'm kind of just like, I mean, let's be honest here. We could all use a sinkhole to come out of nowhere and just take out like half of the beach.
Yeah.
Opens up the beach. It gets rid of a lot of people that otherwise shouldn't be there. A large majority of them might be Pennsylvanians. I mean, what more could you ask for? Why are they doing away with this like it's a bad thing?
So they have a sinkhole and then they fenced it off around.
They filled it. They filled it in. I can see the sinkhole just happened. It's probably just filled with like cigarette butts and broken umbrellas and damaged beach chairs, and they're just going to start filling it in like one of the saddest like filling in a grave scenes from a.
Oh, you know what? I have been to Bradley Beach.
Where is Bradley Beach?
It's not too far. It's probably like an hour from us, but it's like a very small little beach town.
Really? Bradley Beach. I don't know where Bradley Beach is.
My buddy used to have a place there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Looks swanky.
It's a little swanky. It's a small little town. You go and people. There's a couple little like local bars that people go to, and you get like some surfer bros down there, and it was a good time.
Nice.
Avoid the sinkholes.
But I mean, if you could have a sinkhole open up anywhere in New Jersey, not even just the shore, it could take out just swallow up some people. That okay. Where would you put it?
Let's see. If I had to put a sinkhole in New Jersey, I would put it in.
You know where I'm thinking? I'm thinking the 295-42 interchange.
Oh yeah,
just right there. Clear out a few lanes. I mean, sure, there might be a little bit of traffic after that, but just all of the people coming in and out of Pennsylvania, just get them out as I break my hand on this pole.
Yeah. That's not going to cause any backup traffic right there. I think I would put it in Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, actually, yeah. Now, if you could make it big enough to just swallow up the city, what if you could just swallow?
And then when you start over, it's just you get a clean slate.
I could just see it being like an animated kind of thing where a sinkhole just swallows up a place, and as it just goes under, all the casinos, all the boardwalk, all the homeless just goes right down into the fucking ground, and then like a brand new, just empty slate beach just like resurfaces.
I think it's an idea. It's a jumping off point.
Yeah. And then I would just give it like 10 years before somebody goes in there with like a toothpick in their mouth and a gangster suit and they want to get prohibition going, and then it just like starts over again.
You just start over.
You get prohibition again, then gambling's illegal, they build more casinos, and we're right back where we started, but we'll be well gone by then. So right. I think we'd be able to do it. Yeah. I think it'd be perfectly fine.
We'll put a patent on it.
We'll put a patent on that as well. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for New Jersey. And the day that this episode comes out, we're going to be doing a clean show.
Oh, the old Crick, eh?
I got the shirt on. It just reminded me. We'll be doing a clean show there. I mean,
shout out Crick.
Shout out to the comedy on the Crick guy here. We'll be there.
Andrew Duck, who likes to
That was in his high school yearbook. I remember him signing that on everybody's quote. Yearbook. Yeah, I remember that.
Shout out Crick though. I'm excited for Friday.
Yeah, clean comedy show. Now,
I gotta clean it up because I have not been super clean these days.
We've been bad boys recently.
We've been so bad,
and we're gonna be there with one of the handsome homos, John Montag. And he's
John Montegrew.
Yeah, John Montegrew is gonna be there. He found a babysitter that hasn't made any allegations against him for a few different things.
We found it on Craigslist, but we'll hopefully it's
found it on Craigslist. Better than Gary Busey. At least he's not in town anymore. He was scheduled to go over Friday, but that's not happening.
All right.
But
jeez, Gary.
Jesus, Gary.
Gary's dealing with his own issues right now, allegedly.
Yeah.
And we hope for the best and pray for you, Gary.
Yeah, and when you come back, we'll do a collaboration podcast with him on there. But yeah.
If we could have any guests on this podcast, God, how awesome would it be if we actually got Gary Busey? We might be able to get him.
We might.
He's jerking off on benches in California.
I think
public settings.
We need to go to Malibu, and I actually missed seeing him in Malibu by like this much when I was there one time.
Blew it, dude.
I went into a restaurant when I was there by myself, and somebody was sitting next to. They were dressed like complete tourists. Not that I wasn't a tourist, but I wasn't dressing the fucking part. Walking around with like the fucking type of hat on and the open Hawaiian shirt.
That is surprising because that is kind of your look.
It is, but when I'm going somewhere else, I don't want to be targeted as that person, so I dress like this. You ever go like in California? See, it's like 70 degrees outside, but they're all wearing like hoodies and stuff. Like, look, I'm a local. It's cold to me.
Right.
But like you go there and
shut up.
Yeah. And the other people go there. They're from Wisconsin, so they're just wearing shorts and like nothing. They're like, that's fucking hot.
That is funny. You see people from California when you go there, and it's like 75 degrees, and you're like, oh my god, this weather's beautiful, and they're like fully in a jacket and jeans. I always see that with the stand-up comics out there, and I'm like, aren't you like, how are you wearing all of that gear at any time of year? They're in like the layers like you're a New York City comic, and I'm like, the New York City comics, like part of it, them, I'm sure they're trying to look cool, but it's also freezing.
It's also freezing there.
On the fucking subway.
Yeah, and that most of them don't even have housing to go back to, and they got to sleep on the subway, so it's pretty cold. So they got to wear coats and stuff and things like that. But the LA comics, they're just sleeping under a lifeguard bench on a beach.
It's just the image.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be that image. And fortunately, we need some more sinkholes and images with Gary Busey at the bottom of them while we're at the Comedy on the Crick.
Maybe let's hold up the picture one more time, just in case Gary's watching this, and show.
Gary, we wish you a Merry Christmas. And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and we hope that everything goes a lot better for you and your family.
Look at his beautiful smile.
Look at the beautiful kids. I mean, you just can't.
It's a beautiful family.
It's a very nice family, and I think it's very unjust, the allegations that have been thrown his way, and until they are proven in a court, I will stand by.
I will stand by you, Gary.
We will stand by you, Gary.
The South Jersey Bad Boys on this podcast, let it be known that we support Gary Busey.
We support Gary Busey. Gary, we will be in the court. Oh shit! Wait,
unless all of those allegations are true, unless
they're true, then we're deleting this episode from the internet. If it comes out to be the case, but until then, they're allegations. We believe in the court of law and a justice system, and
guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, guilty until proven innocent.
Reverse that.
Well, that's how it is today. It's always guilty until you're proven innocent.
That is true.
Should be. Yeah, we're looking for not only evidence, but things to be supported. Which it sounds like there's probably mountains of evidence that haven't come out yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's jerking off on benches. I don't think this guy's being discreet.
Yeah, he's kind of he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Which, as a 78-year-old guy that's had a brain surgery and lives in Malibu, what more could he went through a divorce a year ago too, I believe.
I can't believe he was married.
Yeah, dude, he was married. He was fucking cooking. His wife was fucking hot.
Was she?
Yeah. Is hot. Was. I don't know.
Nah, really?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'll look her up right now. Yeah, we'll end on her. Gary Busey wife.
Gary Busey wife. Let's see what Gary was dealing with here. He must have had her in the Chet Stedman days.
She was like a Deptford 8. If I could put a...
Deptford 8? That don't sound that good.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Very attractive. They kind of look alike.
Yeah. I mean, actually,
let's get some different pictures here.
There's so many pictures of women. I don't know who his wife is.
Are they all the same woman? She looks the same.
Right there?
Yeah, and then she looks like the same lady to the left and to the right picture.
Yeah, this is her because this is an article.
She's very attractive.
Yeah. Check that out. Yeah, there's Gary Busey in the old ball and chain, ex-ball and chain.
Good for you, Gare. And we are sorry for your loss.
We're sorry for your recent divorce. This was nice. You guys got married, and now...
No wonder he's jerking off on benches, dude. Give the guy some time to cope with his recent divorce.
Yeah. Clearly, nobody has understood what it's like to go through a Malibu dime piece divorce.
Oh, they don't get it, man.
No, some people just don't get it. They won't get it. They won't support people in a time of need after some, at this point, just hearsay comes out. Until that gets changed, which it probably will before this comes out, but in case it doesn't, we're going to be there, and we're going to be at the forefront of this courtroom in Cherry Hill when Gary Busey has to come back to face these allegations.
Yeah, we should go.
We actually should. I think,
and maybe that's how we get him on the podcast.
That's how we get him on the podcast. I'll give him one of my business cards, and I'll just be like, hey, like, you know, if you need a place to stay, we're 10 minutes from Cherry Hill. You're probably closer, so if he could stay at your place, if you can run that by Sam.
Not a problem. Yeah, I'll talk to my girlfriend and
ask Sam.
See what she thinks.
Yeah, he's an older guy, though. I think he might, like, you guys might have to go to your guest room and just let him crash in the master.
That's fine.
I think that'd be fine,
That is totally fine.
Yeah, so I'm setting that up now. I think that'll work. And, yeah, hopefully we can report live from the Cherry Hill courtroom. And, yeah, it'll probably be in between sentencing of other friends of ours. So, yeah, cheers to you, Gary. We'll have a non-alcoholic beverage with you because I'm pretty sure it's a violation of your parole from some form or another to have any alcohol. But we'll get it done with you.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Till then, we'll see you, or just until next week.
Peace.